Go live.
Nice. Just in the nick of time.
Are we live?
We are live. I'm going to mute you on Discord.
All right. Well, I'm going to mute you on Discord then.
Very good.
How's that?
Sounds good. Welcome.
Or
Happy
are we
Mother's
Memorex?
Day, Podfeet. And all the little toes.
And all the little toes. This is weird that you're so much
Yeah.
quieter in Mimo Live.
Rose says she's just about as far south as you can get.
See?
I think she has us beat in terms of being south.
Oh, Michael
Actually,
Westbay just said, judging by what I've heard on the SMR podcast, Bama doesn't sound like a good thing.
Alan timed it perfectly. Nice.
Perfectly, Alan. We have Alan and Kevin and Bruce and Frank and John and Sandy and Michael. And for some reason, Rose, I think Rose likes to, I just figured out what she's always doing.
What?
She's switching over to just watching the video. So she listens in Discord and then switches over. And that's why she's not in there. I've always wondered, I swear she was there a minute ago.
So it's a little delayed then. She's hearing us.
A long time to figure that out.
Yeah.
I don't think CJ's here. Yep, Rose is down there. There we go. What do Alabama football players get on their SAT? Drool.
All right, Bruce.
Bruce.
We're
That's pretty
today.
rude. Kind of funny, but let's see. I think I'm going to do a test. Actually, let me just do playback here.
Sure.
Let's see if you guys can hear this. I assume you heard that?
That was with no voice, right?
Correct.
All right.
Should have, but I know you could hear it. Yep, loud and clear from Sandy and Kevin. We're good. Yeah, Rose, it's pretty funny. It took me that long to to figure it out. Discord for chat, watch and listen to YouTube. That makes sense. I have to pick an Alabama football since we can.
Allison just froze. I lost Allison. I'll do a sample.
But we're slow.
I just lost
He was,
you.
he was interviewed for the newspaper because they actually had a big deal that they beat a high school football team, and he said, or maybe it was like a junior college, something like that, and he said. He said these guys are amazing because they can memorize like 72 plays and they can't execute any of them.
Hey, Al.
What?
I lost you for about 2 seconds. You went completely. I lost you completely. So I just took a sample of that. I don't know if I caught it while you were out, but just wanted you to know.
Okay. Yeah. SP Sheridan, I hear in Discord. Yeah. So they didn't.
Oh, she just did it again. She is pausing on Discord. I'm doing another sample.
Keep telling Steve I have a script that does that for me.
Hey, Al,
so
I just
don't have
lost
to
you.
wonder.
I'm losing you there now every few seconds.
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me. That means Mimo is...
I can hear you through the door, but I cannot hear you in
okay. Turn on Discord.
Live.
Turn on Discord.
Can you guys hear Steve talking?
I'm going to.
You can hear Steve. Okay. So something's happening to Mimo Live, so that's fun.
Al?
Oh, yep, you're back.
Turn on Discord because you're not hearing, you're cutting in and out on Mimo. Your
there's something wrong with Mimo. No, to be fair, your audio waveform went dead in Mimo Live for me.
Yeah, and your video cut out entirely, and you could not hear me, right? But I could hear you. So something's weird going on.
Oh, that's nice. Got a motorcycle on the street. So I hesitate to turn on Discord audio because if we do that and you start playing on your keyboard, blowing your nose, doing this with your drawers, I can't mute you.
My drawers?
Yes, you're always opening that drawer.
Oh, okay. Those kind of drawers.
No, not that kind of drawers.
Got it.
So I'd kind of like to start the show, but I'm not quite sure what to do.
All right. So the YouTube video is going to get a little wonky if you can't hear me because, well, I guess we just...
So do you want me to restart Mimo Live?
Let's just keep going.
Now let's restart Mimo Live on my side, not your side, because that'll wreck the stream, right?
Yeah, the stream will stop.
All right, we're going to restart Mimo Live. So goodbye for a moment.
Back.
Bye, Rose. I'll be back.
Thanks for hanging in there, gang. Sorry about these. You'd think that after all of this fine-tuning and years of this, we'd have it down to a science, but no. Something new every week.
Okay, I'm back.
Oh, different camera.
Imagine Hindenburg is messed up because... Can you hear me, Steve?
I can, yes.
I do not hear you in Mimo Live.
Test. Well, I am here.
So that's cool.
Turn on Discord.
Let me turn on Discord.
There you go.
Okay, I can hear you in Discord, but I do not see you in Mimo Live.
You don't see me. You're also on the wrong camera.
I am. Look at that. That's interesting. Oh, you know what I did? I saved when I was at Lindsay and Nolan's.
Okay.
And where's my camera?
Is Wi-Fi off?
Yes, I have a script that turns Wi-Fi off. But one second, let me do one thing at a time. Where's my camera? Up here, FaceTime HD. I thought it looked funny.
There we go.
So I'm on the correct camera, and I cannot hear you. So I sure hope both your audio is actually still going into.
Yes.
Well, that fixed everything. I'm gonna just listen to you in Discord because I can't affect it.
So I
Hindi
guess
looks dark.
What?
Hindenburg looks dark.
It does.
Why is that?
I don't know. That's weird.
Show capture area? No idea what that is. Well, this is fun.
Is it in dark mode?
No, that's not what it looks like on my screen. It looks completely normal on my screen.
Let me make sure it's live. Yeah, the clock is ticking. We're seeing it live.
Yeah.
All right.
That's annoying.
All right.
Well, you sure you don't want to use StreamYard, Steve?
Yeah, I don't. If we can get this.
Are you talking?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah. You know what? I think you might be on the wrong mic in Discord.
Let me check that.
Actually, get close to your mic.
How about this? Did you hear that?
Did not hear that.
So Discord is the wrong mic.
That's why you're too quiet.
Now, normally the chat room tells me that I am on the wrong mic. Okay, get ready. You're about to be blown out.
Yep.
All right. How's
Kevin. That's much better.
I'll bring it down a little bit.
Kevin, there's no way you could beat my Tesla, even with your V8. No way. My the acceleration on my car, on my Tesla, is faster than one of the two Bugatti models. So you talk about your big old V8 burning dead dinosaurs. Not my car.
Alan, how do you turn off Wi-Fi? We're on Max, and there's just a little Wi-Fi symbol. And if you click that, you can just hit the slider button, and it turns on.
Why are you telling me this?
I just want to make sure Alan knows.
Okay, your input is very quiet on Discord now.
All right, I'll turn it back. Am I still quiet, guys, on Discord?
Yes, Sandy and John are saying, or Sandy just said you're too quiet. John said you're too quiet. Pump it up.
All right, that's 100% on audio Discord.
Okay, that's better.
Oh.
Yeah, the Kia Niro acceleration's fantastic.
And I just turned that up a little too.
Ooh, that sounds good.
That was sound source.
Okay. Pump up the volume. All right, I think I should start the show because I don't know how long things are going to last here.
Agreed.
So I'm going to push this button over here that does not mute you. Okay, here, muting Steve. Hi, this is Allison Sheridan of the NosillaCast podcast, hosted at podfeed.com, a technology geek podcast with an ever so slight Apple bias. Today is Sunday, May 8th, 2022, and this is show number 887. Well, I got to tell you, is there any gift anybody can give you that is better than the gift of time? When I put out the shout out to the community that I needed help with reviews for this week's show so I could spend time with my grandkids last week and this week, Klaus Wolf, Jeff Gammett, Kurt Liebezeit, and Jill from the Northwoods all came through for me. They gave me the gift of time, and I thank them from the bottom of my heart for creating this awesome show for you. There's actually going to be very little content from me, all content from them, and it is all awesome. Also, I'd like to give a shout out and a happy Mother's Day out there to all of the great moms out there, including people like Carmen, who took care of my kids when they were growing up. And I generally give her credit for how great they turned out. So happy Mother's Day to all of you out there.
Okay. Yay, Carmen.
Yeah, Carmen was
She was
the best. Man, could not have done it without her. And when our kids were little, they asked us, Lindsay asked me why I didn't stay home with them like the other mothers. And I said, because I'd have turned into an axe murderer. I said, and then I would have gone to prison, and then we would have had to have lived in a box under the freeway. Lindsay's like, what? I just wanted to know where you were. Hey, look, Grumpy's chapter marks are working.
Excellent.
I have no idea, except the audio is coming out of my head, out of the MacBook Pro speakers instead of my headphones. Let me move that. There are a lot of moving pieces to this operation. You know that? All right. I got one chapter mark down, and I saved, and I added a chapter mark.
Excellent.
Don't forget your pet moms.
What are pet moms?
I don't know, but here we go. Muting Steve. This week, I got to be on Clockwise again with Dan Morin and Micah Sargent, and I was positively thrilled to find out that the fourth player of the game was going to be John Siracusa. Now, if you haven't heard of John or heard him, he's one of the 3 hosts of the awesome Accidental Tech podcast, along with some other podcasts. I listen to ATP every single week, and I've always said if I ever got to meet any of the 3 of them, the first one I'd want to meet would be John. He's quirky, he's brilliant, and he has a super quick wit. On Clockwise, we talked about the tech we always travel with, things we hope seem slow in 30 years, Twitter's new close friends feature, and devices we own that we secretly wish would die. That last one was mine. Anyway, I had a blast doing the show with him, and then afterwards, I asked him if he'd come on Chit Chat Across the Pond, and he said yes. I'm starting a list of things to talk to him about, but one thing that we will definitely go through for sure is his enthusiast explanation of the different display technologies from LCD up through quantum dot OLED. I'm super excited to get to talk to him one-on-one and just pick his brains on all kinds of things. Now, while you wait for that episode to come out, you can look for Clockwise number 449, quote, and the title is, It's Still Working, I'm So Sad. You can find that at relay.fm/clockwise, or of course, there's a link in the show notes, and you can get to it right from within your podcatcher. Look at the chapters in your podcatcher. It's right there. Just click on it. All right. I should.
And that was your question.
What was? Oh, it's still working. I'm so sad.
Yeah, the title of the show. Very cool.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. I need to know whether Klaus introduces himself. Klaus. Okay. I'll do the chapter mark here. I actually can't reach my my Stream Deck because it's behind my iPad Pro, because I loaned my iPad Mini to Pat Dengler because she wants to know whether she needs to buy one. And since literally its only job is to run the control surface for this for Mimo Live, I figured that wasn't too bad. So I just can't figure out what to do with it. All right, I'm going to record for a second here, and then we'll have Klaus. All right, let's kick off the show. We're going to hear from Klaus Wolf from Germany. All righty, Klaus. Put him here. Oh, I think I made a little too big a gap there. In your podcatcher, it's right there. Just click on it. All right, let's kick off the show. We're going to hear from Klaus Wolf from Germany.
Hello, Nocilla castaways. Back in March, I took a trip to New York City. It was my first big vacation in over 2 years. The pandemic had me firmly grounded in Germany for all that time. A surreal feeling for someone who was used to be on the road for at least a week or 2 every month. New York is a pretty fun place, and for me it brings back lots of memories from back in the day when I was a student. However, this isn't a story about how old I feel, but the need for mobile data abroad. Like many of you, I don't really use my phone to make calls, and thus I don't miss the phone part of my phone when away. However, if you take my data away, I feel severely limited. In the past, I would order a prepaid SIM card and swap it on the plane. This time, I decided to try my luck with an eSIM. I searched the App Store for a suitable provider, and there were so many options that it was super hard to make a decision. In the end, I settled for Airalo. I wished I could tell you that it was the result of a lengthy evidence-based search, but it basically was a well-reviewed app that had mobile data at a price I thought to be fair, 5 gigabytes for $16. What sealed the deal was that I could pay with Apple Pay. After buying the eSIM, I got a QR code, which I ended up printing out and took with me. Once I had arrived at JFK Airport, I scanned the code, followed the very detailed instructions, and it appeared like all was well, except that it didn't manage to connect to the internet. I double-checked all the settings. Under mobile data, I had switched off my main data plan and enabled the eSIM. I double and triple-checked the instructions and had that sinking feeling that it was a scam after all. In the end, I remembered that Airalo had mentioned that the eSIM would only work with AT&T or T-Mobile, so I decided to double-check the network I was on. And there it was. My phone had tried to attach itself to Verizon. I toggled the network selection from automatic to manually and selected T-Mobile. My data came to life. While it sounds like this might have been an ordeal, it gave me something to do while waiting to go through immigration. While away, I visited New York and Boston. Reception in both cities was perfect. The only time the internet was a wee bit shaky was in and around the Statue of Liberty, but the views made more than up for it. Comparing to my previous purchase of a physical SIM, here are a few thoughts. The lack of a phone number wasn't a big deal for me, but it also meant that my wife and kids had to remember to FaceTime me instead of simply calling. If I had needed to make a call, I would have had to go on the hunt for a voice over IP application or use a phone booth. The Airalo app gave me a good overview of how much data I had used, and in the unlikely event that I had used up all my data, they would have made it easy to top up with more. Overall, I'm very happy with the experience, and I will be sure to use this service again. If you plan to travel abroad this year, check out an eSIM provider on a phone near you. If you have an iPhone XR or newer, you will be supported.
All right. Rose, that's interesting. You fell in love with the Mini all over again. I can't figure out what to do with it. I think because I have the need to contribute, I can't just consume. I need to contribute, and I cannot find a good keyboard for it. I mean, I could use an external keyboard, but then you're carrying two things around, and it just seems too hard. I don't know. Can't find a place for it.
There isn't really a good external keyboard solution for the Mini, is there? I mean, it's just too small.
Oh, external is super easy. Yeah.
No, I
mean any Bluetooth keyboard works.
No, I mean one that's form factored so you can use it as a lid.
I mean a connected
cover.
one. Yeah, no, I've been through 3 now.
Yeah,
even a $70 one. It was still garbage. Yeah,
it's like garbage. In between the iPhone and a full size keyboard, so it's like a no person's
the worst
zone.
of both worlds to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let me keep going here.
Up all my data, they would have made it easy to top up with phone XR or newer. You will be supported.
Well, that's really interesting, Klaus. I don't travel to the United States, obviously, since I am resident here, but I'm also interested in having SIM cards for other services on an iPad while in the United States. And I know this is an eSIM we're talking about here, but the price on that is really compelling. I use Google Fi, and it's $10 per gigabyte. You paid $3.2 per gigabyte. Now, Google Fi has a few advantages. I get multiple data-only cards, and that means Steve and I can share the data so we don't have to figure out how much data to buy, and we do get one real phone number with that for when we travel. Now, also with Google Fi, once you hit 6 gigabytes, you stop paying any more. So $60 is the most you can possibly pay in a calendar month. Note that calendar month, if you have a vacation out of town or out of the country that's crossing 2 months, it's $120. But, I don't know. It's an interesting trade-off. The price on Airalo is really darn attractive. Now, I asked Klaus how would the QR code have worked if he hadn't printed it out. It seems like it's sort of a self-referential problem. If you can't print it out, you can't get connected, but you can't get connected if you don't have anything to print to. And he sent me a little bit of an explanation of how it could work, and I'm not exactly sure how that does work, but I'm sure there's a method. The other funny thing he mentioned in his fallback plan for phone calls would have been to use a phone booth. I did a check. There are 4 phone booths in all of New York. I think that's all of New York City, not New York State. But anyway, that would have been the point. But yeah, he would have not really needed it. But I thought that was funny that there were 4 of them. Okay, I think Jeff introduces himself.
So before you go on, Bruce asked a good question.
What's that?
Can you have multiple eSIMs? I think the answer is no on that, right?
I believe in U.S. phones, U.S. iPhones, it's only one.
Right.
In other countries, they do have them where there's 2 eSIMs.
Oh, so Klaus was able to, this was a different eSIM that he used?
I don't know that he had 2 eSIMs.
Okay.
He might have had a regular SIM and he added this as an eSIM.
Yeah, that's kind of what I interpreted. But...
Oh, it doesn't matter, though. I mean, 2 eSIMs or he added an eSIM. Oh, wow. You have 3 phone booths within 20 minutes of... do they actually make phone calls, too, Michael? Okay. Bodie's dropping in a link to the dual SIM with an eSIM. Yeah, I don't think the U.S. ones do, right? Only phone calls.
I didn't think so.
Well, that works. Okay. Time for Jeff Gamet. Jeff did such a nice job on this, man. I'm going to make him do lots of stuff. His mic is just fantastic, too. I mean, I guess he's a podcaster. So.
Kind of makes sense.
It's kind of mean to ask a guy to do a free review for you who has just quit his job to do stuff like this for a living. But he fell for it, so that's okay. Let's see. So I'm going to drop... Jeff needs no introduction. Boy, but yeah, he would have not really needed it. But I thought that was funny that there were 4 of them. Way too long. Okay. Should I say a man who needs no introduction?
Sure.
All right. And now a man who needs no introduction. 4 of them. And now a man who needs no introduction.
Hi, I'm Jeff Gamet. Let's talk about Plexicam. That's the webcam mount that you didn't know you needed for your display. All right, let's set the scene. It's time for another web meeting, so you launch Zoom or Skype or Teams or whatever, and you sigh because once again, you're bending your neck at an unnatural angle to look into your webcam. Or maybe you aren't even bothering, and instead, you're giving everyone a view of the top of your head, your profile, the side of your head, whatever. That's where Plexicam comes in. This clever contraption holds your webcam or smartphone at eye level, so you look at the camera while also seeing your computer screen. Let's dive in to see how well it works and if it's worth buying. All right, Plexicam is a clear acrylic arm that hangs from the top of your desktop or laptop display. It positions your webcam or smartphone at eye level so it appears you're looking directly at the other participants in your web call. You don't need any tools to set up Plexicam, and it doesn't attach permanently, so you can easily move it out of the way when you aren't on a video call. Since it's clear, you can see through to whatever is on your screen, whether that's text, graphics, or your friends' and coworkers' faces. The kit includes everything you need to get started. That includes a clear acrylic arm that hangs from the top of your display, an adjustable shelf for your webcam or smartphone, a thumb screw for your webcam's threaded mount, adhesive clips for cable management, and a carrying pouch. There are also versions available for laptop screens, 15-inch and larger displays, and for using DSLR cameras. The smartphone adapter is available as well as an add-on. I'm using the Plexicam Pro kit. It's designed for displays between 15 inches and 27 inches, although it works just fine with my 34-inch HP Z34C curved display. I also have the optional smartphone adapter. The Plexicam Pro Plus is geared towards users with 21-inch and larger displays, plus it includes a second shelf for mounting a light. An optional 9-inch extension is available with this kit if you have a really big display. For DSLR camera users, there's the Plexicam Max kit. So let's talk about setting up the Plexicam. According to the Plexicam website, it takes about 10 minutes to get up and running. Considering the process involves a little more than taking the parts out of the box.
All right, I'm going to tease you guys. There was one picture, Steve, drop in for me if you would. There's one I want them to see, is the one where he shows that you can actually read the text through the Plexicam.
Got it.
Do you know the one I'm talking about?
Yeah, posting now.
Okay. Yeah, look at that. You really can read through it.
Yeah. Good design.
That's pretty amazing.
I guess you do need to reserve some place in your display that you're not going to use. And if you have a reasonably good display, I'm guessing you need at least a 27-inch for this to work well.
Yeah. What I would do, in Jeff's example there, is I'd put my own face under it.
Good idea.
One of the problems I'm having now is some of these people are going to StreamYard, and I'm forced to look at a whole row of people, and it's got a bunch of...
Oh, lost her again. Wow.
I'm going to do a little bit at the end of this.
I lost you again.
Really?
Yeah, I'm going to do a sample.
Okay. Maybe I should do a sample too.
Probably wouldn't hurt.
Let's see. Hang on. What is it called? It's called Activity Monitor, right? So I'm going to bring that up. I'm going to do a sample now. So you can't hear me right now, right?
So right as you did that, you started breaking up.
I started breaking up.
Yeah. Now you're back.
Good.
It could just be the launch of Activity Monitor. I think you're better now.
Okay, I put that on my desktop here. Okay. So remember last week we got this thing that said the output destination has major performance issues.
Yep.
See status information for details. I'm going to do a save as.
I'm getting some errors on the stream status, which is my upload to YouTube. Interesting. It's down to hundreds of kilobits. Now it's climbing again. Yeah, this may be something. Well,
I've dropped 14,000 frames on me on what do you call the Hindenburg capture? And that was true. Like now it's true with the big display, but it was true with the little display last week. So something's wrong. All right. Let's see. That was Jeff. So I'm gonna see. Hey, Jeff, thanks so much for this. This is a really interesting product. I think it solves an interesting problem. And I think anybody who's interested in this, I really encourage you to go to the links in the show note, the link in the show notes to his review where he's got a bunch of great pictures, because you can see that you really, truly can read through this thing, which I doubted it when he said it because, Jeff, he didn't know what he's talking about. But anyway, no, you can see in the photos. But the other thing is, if you have a camera that doesn't have a screw thread mount, a 1/4-20-inch, tripod mount on it, like mine doesn't have it. I've got the magnetically attached Logitech 4K for the XDR display, but they sell a little 3M sticky thing to give a 1/4-20 thread to those who don't have that. So I'm kind of tempted to try this. This looks like a pretty interesting solution. I wouldn't do it for my own shows because, it's not a video podcast, but I might do it for the other people as a courtesy. So thank you very much for this, Jeff. That was awesome. I think that might be your debut recording for the NosillaCast. All right, Kevin, man, you are sharp on the draw there.
Yes, he is.
Okay.
That's my wingman.
So here's the question. I can do...
Thanks, Guy.
I usually like to time... What?
Guy noticed my an X1 poster.
Uh-oh. That's not what I meant to do.
Oh, that's not... I do like that shot when it's full screen.
I did... Okay, no, I meant to hide one thing, and I did a hide all. So that's good. So I've lost everything. I don't have Mars Edit. I don't have everything's back. Okay. What I was trying to do was go down here, and I was going to do.
Thanks, Bodie. Thanks for joining us.
Nice to see you, Bodie. There's a cat trying to get in my room. Let's see. So, gosh darn it, I did it again.
You did.
I did. I just hit everything. What I'm trying to, I've got a keystroke that adds a green button next to my a green label on anything in the Finder, and and it's supposed to be a G. I keep hitting an H, which is hide. Okay, Discord. Okay, here we go. All right, let's G. Okay, ready? G. No, we haven't done that one yet. Yes. No. Okay, Kurt's next. Maybe what I should do, I should switch them. So Jill is, how long is Jill?
Why do you want to switch them?
What I want, I'm trying to decide when to. Oh, she's 14 minutes too, so that's good. No, okay, we'll do Kurt first because Kurt. I'm basically doing it on the basis of when people turn their assignment in. Okay, so H, and we're gonna do FreeCAD first. I'm basically trying to decide when to do the pledge break.
Ah.
All right, so Kurt is going in first. Kurt's not here, is he?
I don't see him.
Okay. Does he introduce himself? That's the question. I think he
Wait.
doesn't.
PDX Kurt.
What? PBX's Kurt is here?
He is.
Where?
I guess he's not in the sidebar, but he's in the chat room.
Is
he's
he?
not in live show listen, but he's in the chat room.
Oh, good. J before K, here I am. You want Jill before Kurt? It's your call. I was going to do you first because you turned your assignment in first. No, you don't introduce. Okay. You know what Kurt does? Kurt does the most gracious, wonderful thing. Every time he sends me a review, he also includes, here's how to pronounce my name. Maybe it's because I did it wrong for the first 12 times. But,
may have had something to do with that.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's it. All right. I think I get it. I normally get it really wrong. All right, we're going to do Kurt. Here we go. Muting Steve. About 11 years after I started working as a mechanical engineer, the first computer-aided design, or CAD, application was brought into our company, and they selected me as being the first one to test it out. You see, they wanted to find out, could this really replace drafting boards? It seems like a newfangled thing. Probably not. Let's make Allison do it. Anyway, this was the beginning of my one and only intentional career shift when I discovered that I could really make the computer sing. I discovered that while I liked mechanical engineering, I loved using the computer to do mechanical engineering. So for that reason, my heart warms to the review you're about to hear by Kurt Liebezeit, also known as PDX Kurt in the chat room. And anyway,
when
this
I was
is
a kid.
shoot. I didn't move that out far enough. I thought I did it far enough. Also known as PDX Kurt in the chat room. He's going to review the free parametric modeling program, FreeCAD. All right, that's good. And that'll give me time to... I'm not going to play the whole thing, though, Kurt. We'll give them a taste, though. Parametric modeling program, FreeCAD.
When I was a kid, my grandpa used to take my sisters and me to a certain park in the Chicago Park District to perform a ritual on Sundays after church. We didn't go there to play on the swings or throw a ball for a dog. We went there to fill up glass jugs with water at a well with a hand pump. Clack, 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 gush. Grandpa was a big believer in the healthful properties of fresh water pumped from a well. 40 years later, I bought a rural property with its own well, and of course one of the first things I wanted was a hand pump put on the well. I bought the hand pump, but immediately ran into problems with the installation. Hand pumps aren't made to share space with an existing household electric pump down in the well casing. Both pumps expect to sit in the middle of the well casing when you use standard mounting parts. What I needed was a way to offset each pump assembly from the other. I found that I could move the electric pump off to one side using something called a pitless adapter, but I could not find an off-the-shelf commercial solution for offsetting the hand pump. I decided to design a custom hand pump mounting platform that would clamp onto the well casing while providing the necessary offset, using an open source software program called FreeCAD. My employer graciously consented to cut the steel plate using their $500,000 water jet cutting machine, so I was off and running. This is a review of my experience using FreeCAD to design a multiple part assembly in 3D. Now, FreeCAD has enormous capabilities serving various fields of engineering like architecture, optical design, robotics, and more, but 99% of the public is going to be interested in its mechanical part design capabilities, as I was. I won't be able to give you a detailed tutorial in this 12-minute review, but I want to convey something about the flavor of what it's like to work with FreeCAD. When you start the program, where you view your...
Okay, I'm cutting him off. This is so interesting. I love this.
I wonder why.
I don't know if you saw us. You do?
No, I don't.
What? You don't because you're an electrical engineer, right?
No, I know exactly why you love this.
Oh, I thought you said, I don't. I said, I love it, and you said, I don't.
No, I first said I wonder why you love it. You probably didn't hear that. Maybe my audio is not coming through all the way.
Okay. Oh, Michael, this is the one you pointed to in Slack too, right? I knew somebody did. I was about to say somebody did. Open SCAD. I don't know about that name.
Yeah. It's like an open source.
I ended up on the board of directors of the International Users Group for Parametric Technology Corporation, who made Pro Engineer, which was one of the first, actually, it might have been the first, maybe, parametric modeling company. It was fun. All right. I am going to keep going here. No chapter mark yet, Kevin. Hang on.
ratio is very favorable.
Well, this is fantastic, Kurt. I really hope to carve out some time to watch some of the intro videos you sent us here that are in the show notes, of course, so I can give FreeCAD a successful spin. Now, I tweeted out a link to Kurt's written article, and I included FreeCAD news on distribution. They love the review, as you can imagine, but they also included this little note. They said, we've improved units of measurement quite a bit in V0.2.0. Wait, no, it's V0.20 dev, which is about to be released. We invite you to test the weekly build over at github.com. So pretty much Kurt's only complaint is already being improved upon. Thank you so much, Kurt, for sending this in. This is fantastic.
I see a slight typo in that. You want me to fix that?
Yeah, complain instead of complaint.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to get that one. Let's see, where did it go? Plain. Thank you very much, though. All right. I'm going to do a chapter mark here because Kevin demands it. I'm so happy the keystroke is working. All right. Here we go. One of the best things about Patreon is that it's just as easy to stop pledging to a show as it is to start. Now, I don't want to encourage anybody to leave, but it's really great to know that you can with a click of a button. Now, I make it a point to never track who stops supporting the show, because, that's just a road to sadness, right? And I don't want to make anyone feel guilty or sad for stopping. That's just not what we're all about here. But I did want to give a shout out to Martin, who was a supporter for a couple of years, evidently took a break, and then just came back as a patron of the show. He exercised all of the buttons. So thank you very much to Martin for your generous support, and welcome back. You too can be cool like Martin by going to podfeed.com/Patreon, or just push the link in your podcatcher of choice for this chapter. Ooh, I thought you died, but it's my iPad. I haven't charged it in days. Okay, one moment here. Hang on. Cables are tangled.
No, don't trip, Podfeet.
I'm standing still. I think we'll be okay.
Also, Yoda looks in distress. Or maybe he's just taking a nap.
Oh, yeah. No, I took a nap on Yoda today. That's, sorry.
Poor Yoda.
We're too close to the end.
That was TMI, if you ask me.
As long as the pillow looks good, right?
Yes.
The Lewitt LCT 440 Pure. Ooh, that sounds cool. You know, actually, I have to capture this for a snarky comment on the show. Grumpy Mike Price did a thing where he said that mentioning there's something in the contract when you're NosillaCast away that if you mention something about a tool or an app or even something you don't like, it says you have to do a review. So not the parrot, you might need to do a review of that. All right. Okay, it is time for Jill, and I think Jill introduces herself. Okay, Jill. Okay, I'm going to do G, not H. Okay, here we go. Let's find Jill. Oh, I should do a chapter mark, though, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, this needs to be here, and this needs to be here, and that's H. There we go. All right. Get ready to count chapters, because that's the last one. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I don't think Jill is here.
5, 6. No, I don't think she is. I think she said she would be on the road, but for some reason that meant she might be in Discord. She's out driving somewhere. This chapter. Way too long. For this chapter.
Hi, everyone. This is Jill from the North Woods. You know, I've looked for a task manager for a really long time. I have tried everything, pen and paper, the Franklin planner, all the different ways that you can keep track of tasks. I've tried the ones offered by Microsoft. I've tried some other apps that are out there, and nothing quite did it for me. I either got frustrated because it didn't have enough features, or it had so many features and it was so busy and so complicated that I would just build a system of tasks so complicated I couldn't even get through it anymore. Also, I wanted to be able to use the app on any device I had, Windows, iOS, now the MacBook, or through a web interface if I'm on my work computer, which doesn't allow me to install any apps. And then the last consideration I had is that I wanted to be able to work offline, take my tasks with me, whether I was on a plane, on an international trip, or camping in the North Woods. I wanted to be able to have all my tasks with me all the time. So after trying many different apps, looking through many different features, reading tons of reviews, I came to Todoist, and it has become my home for tasks for a number of years. First thing is that as a task management system, it does the basic lists of tasks, just like you would expect it would. You can give it a name, a brief description so you know a little bit more about it. I have done tasks where I have no idea what in the world they are. I would write them down in a way that made sense to me, usually at 2 a.m, and then when it came down for me to do the task, who knows what it meant. So the descriptions are nice, which allows me, if I need to put in a little bit more detail. Of course, I can put a due date. I can put down tags or labels or views so that I can organize them. So for example, I use that for my podcasts. Maybe my tags are the names of the various podcasts I'm working on, so I can see which ones need to be written, need to be recorded, need to be edited, need to be posted, and then eventually completed. And I can just keep dropping them into the next column once I get that far. So now I can break down the various tasks into different quadrants so I can actually get the lists I want to have for that moment. Sitting up in my recording room, I want to see what's ready to record. I can set a priority to the task and a reminder.
All right. I'm going to keep us moving here. We are nearing the end of the show here, so I'm going to go ahead and wind us up. Here we go. So it's going to be an early dismissal today. No chapter mark. This is winding us up.
Or comment on the blog post on Allison's website.
Actually, hang on. Let me...
Or comment on the blog post on Allison's website.
Well, this couldn't come at a better time, Jill. I need a new to-do application because the one I have, it's full. It's just got all of these tasks that aren't getting done. So I think if I just get a new one, that's going to solve all of my problems. Well, that's going to wind us up. But didn't I promise you that Klaus, Jeff, Kurt, and Joe were going to bring us a fabulous show this week? And I couldn't be happier that they did all of this for us so that I could spend time with my grandkids. Again, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Well, did you know that you can email me? You can email reviews if you like these people did, but you can email me any kind of questions, comments, suggestions, anything you want at allison@podfeet.com. And you can follow me on Twitter at podfeet. Remember, everything good starts with podfeet.com. So if you want to join in the fun of the conversation, you can join our Slack community at podfeet.com/Slack. It's a great place to go because you can talk to me and all of the other lovely Nosilla castaways. There's a lot of fun people in there, and it's this odd combination of chatty, but just chatty enough, not too chatty, if you know what I mean. And Slack gives you a lot of great tools to, say, follow one channel but not another channel, so you don't get notifications of stuff you don't care about. Anyway, I love it over there, and I hope you'll join us at podfeet.com/Slack. You can also support the show at podfeet.com/Patreon or with a one-time donation at podfeet.com/PayPal. And if you want to join in the fun of the live show, please head on over to podfeet.com/live on Sunday nights at 5 p.m. Pacific time and join the friendly and enthusiastic Nosilla castaways. Thanks for listening and stay subscribed. There we go. Now you should do chapter marks or chapter counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 lights, Steve.
Sorry, I was on mute. 6.
Oh, good.
Say.
6, I say.
1,
I
2,
do say.
3, 4, 5, 6. I agree.
All right. And stay subscribed. Are you back to grandchildren, Kurt, or are you telling me to get back to them? Because we just left them, so we are grandchildren free now. We're back here to rest. Children are for the young, let me tell you.
There are 4 lights.
Sure, right, Steve?
Yes. But there are 6
There.
chapter marks.
Nice guy. Always good. Telling me. Yep. That's exactly why I said it that way, by the way. I was fully intentional. All right, everybody. Happy Mother's Day to the mothers that are here, to the mothers that are absent, to mothers everywhere, and be nice to your mothers tonight, everybody. Well, or this morning. No, it was yesterday for Japan. Anyway, I'm going to sign out. I lost my duck. I think my cat knocked it off. But take us out, Steve, before I keep babbling here.
Good night, Podfeet, and happy Mother's Day to a great mom.